Good morning everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on Ethereum, your daily update, and it's going to be somewhat of an emergency update as well, because yesterday we got a continuation of the bearish momentum. Now we already saw, and this is also what we spoke about yesterday, I'm not sure anymore what the exact title was anymore of the video yesterday, but obviously overnight we had fundamental bearish escalation in this case. Yeah, so yesterday we spoke about the fact that Ethereum had a breakdown. We already knew that we dropped down below balance right here with quite a lot of volume on Friday, and that has continued, right? We weren't able to reclaim that. I think yesterday afternoon or morning, depending on your time zone, or evening, of course, we already saw some extra bearish pressure, which was kind of expecting what happened overnight, because overnight, obviously, like I said, we had an escalation in the Iran-Israel-US now conflict as well. So that caused a further drop. Now I have to say that this is very aggressive by Ethereum. Very aggressive drop right here. It's definitely not comparable to Bitcoin, and that's also very much reflected in ETH BTC. You can see ETH BTC has broken down. Now there are some reasons to remain hopeful, and we will speak about that in a moment. But ultimately this has broken down, right? ETH BTC was holding this consolidation range right here, and personally I did still think that we would technically have held it at least once more, but obviously fundamentals always go over technicals, or are always more important, and the fundamentals were not in the favor of Ethereum. So that's why we had that breakdown in the first place. That's also why we had the bearish continuation. But that means on the higher time frames that Ethereum has turned bearish here. We have lost the range. We have lost the range with volume, so there's reason to believe that this is going to stay this way. And the only thing that can still make Ethereum reclaim 2450, and which can still turn ETH BTC around, is the fundamentals. All right, we can only see something like this for ETH BTC, and in turn something like this for Ethereum if we see a de-escalation in the Middle East. That's the only way we can see that, because technically and fundamentally we have received the bearish confirmation we want. Now there are some strong support levels. I mean, like I said, for ETH BTC we're at the 90-day rolling VWAP already. Ethereum has the 90-day rolling VWAP and some Fibonacci levels, by the way, and a fair value gap a little bit lower right here at 2200 and 2160. So it's not true that Ethereum has no support left, and I do think that between the current price and that area we will bounce. But ultimately from that bounce, if we want to get stability technically, we'd have to have so much momentum to break out that I don't see that as a possibility after the price action we've seen since well, mainly Friday, to be fair. So therefore I would say something like this is now most likely for Ethereum. And then the main thing I will personally be watching, and the main thing I'll also try to keep you all updated on, are the fundamentals, right? So what are the developments, what's going to happen now, and are those developments and are those new actions and whatever is going to happen, is that going to be enough for Ethereum to reclaim at least 2380? All right, if we reclaim 2380, I think we have a chance to get back into this balance, and from that balance we have a good chance to, you know, rally again, but we do need to see that first. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know on this Sunday going into next week. I'll still be back with a new market update later today as well, so keep your eyes out for that. Maybe then we have a little bit more information, although we cannot be sure. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.